The Recap, your daily sports update. Wherever you are, tune into ThePapare.com at 6:30 p.m. on the dot and be updated on what happened around you. The Recap, your daily sports update. Wherever you are, tune into ThePapare.com at 6:30 p.m. on the dot and be updated on what happened around you.
Second ODI between Sri Lanka and Australia. Australia leading the series 1-0. The news is that Angelo Matthews has won the toss.
Hey guys, I'm Isru, this is Natasha. We are Revolution athletes and we are the founders of Fit.lk.
The Recap, your daily sports update. Wherever you are, tune into ThePapare.com at 6:30 p.m. on the dot and be updated on what happened around you.
Second ODI between Sri Lanka and Australia. Australia leading the series 1-0. The news is that Angelo Matthews has won the toss.
Hey guys, I'm Isru, this is Natasha. We are Revolution athletes and we are the founders of Fit.lk.
So basically we're partnering with ThePapare to bring you a mini series called Workout Right with Fit.lk. We're gonna help educate you on how to get the most out of your workouts, and not only that, we're gonna motivate you through the fitness journey you're about to start. So stay tuned and get fit the right way.
Hi, welcome to Hope Centric Yoga. I'm your host, Hope. Thanks for watching. Do subscribe to ThePapare.com. Special thanks to Body Bar for the location and iPhone Sri Lanka for the video production. Follow me on Instagram at featherpalm_fox.
A very good afternoon and welcome to the CRNFC grounds as we look forward to 80 minutes of crunching rugby in the first game of the season so far. There are a few games due for decision today, but we have Wesley taking on Trinity. Wesley are the hosts for this first match today, and this is the first one that we're going to be showing you for the year 2017. Wesley taking on Trinity in what is a repeat battle of what was a pitched match last time around in Pallekele. Just a 1 point between the two sides. Trinity coming through at the last minute and managing to convert the try. It was a 2-point game actually, and it was a last-minute effort from Trinity that saw them over the line. But now that they're away from home, will those 2 points mean anything or not? Sudarshan Peiris joins me in the commentary box. Do you think that history is going to repeat itself, Sudarshan?
Hi Shanak, and hi to all of you joining with us on www.thepapare.com for this first game season opener of the schools league. It's going to be an interesting one. Yes, Shanaka, they've come down to Colombo. It's going to be an affair, and also we know the first game is always the game that's difficult to come through. Also Coach Lotte Raikabula for Trinity College. It'll be the first outing for him as a coach in Sri Lanka, so that's going to make an effort, and we all know that Wesley has an experienced side.
So Wesley flag, the double blue is lifted aloft by the Wesley prefects, and the crowd goes wild around us here in our makeshift commentary box at Longdon Place. It's a big year for Danishta Gunatilaka, the number 12 who leads his team out, and for Wesley Rugby on the whole, because it's 60 years, a Ruby anniversary of Wesley College Rugby, so it's a big year for them. And they will be hoping that Trinity College, the Lions, don't come down from the hills to upset their party. Joining us in the commentary box as well is Dinuk Bhaskaran, who's been following the Trinity camp closely. Dinuk, Lotte Raikambula, he's a big name, of course, in the field, but can he translate that kind of reputation into the coaching stakes here?
Yeah, we have to wait and see on that, Shanaka. It's always a first-time thing. He has just finished his playing career. He's come back to Sri Lanka. He has come to Sri Lanka actually to coach Trinity, and the best part is Trinity is going into this game as underdogs for the first time against Wesley. So that's a big test for him, and that's something that Wesley will also try on, because I don't think in the recent past I can't recall a game where Wesley go in as favorites against Trinity.
You did mention, Sawanaka, that Lotte Raikabula is a big name, and him turning out as a coach will be something to watch. But take a look at the Wesley camp. Their coaches, Mohammed Sharif, Danushka Buteju and Jeevan Gunatilaka, they are very experienced. They know exactly how to handle the Sri Lankan schoolboys. So that will have a telling effect on this Wesley side.
Yes, they do look pumped down there as we see them on our screens. They are live on ThePapare.com. And those are the boys who look really psyched up, ready for battle. And I'm sure the Trinity team also, they were going into the dressing room just a little bit behind us earlier on, and they look pumped as well. We're going to have a scorching first 10 minutes, that's for sure. And I think the team that's going to come through in this game, probably, gentlemen, is a team that's able to withstand the pressure in those first 10 minutes and not allow anything silly to happen. If you don't concede a couple of silly tries early on in the game, and if you're just getting into your game plan, testing the other team out, that would be the way to go, as we see the chief guest, Mr. Ramakrishna of Wesley, who captained the team in 1966, exactly 50 years ago. He's here, and what a special occasion it must be for him as well. After 10 years after Wesley College started playing rugby, he was the captain and the principal of Trinity, also Mr. Fowler Watt there behind him. So that's the chief guest who's been invited here all the way from the UK. He's made the trip because that's what it means to this Wesley team today.
Adding on to what you said about the first 10 minutes, I think that the first quarter of the game is going to be absolutely crucial, especially for Trinity. They are playing in alien conditions. They are playing up in the hill, where they're playing in Colombo, so they will have to adapt to the weather conditions as well, whereas Wesley have been practicing in these conditions. They're more suited for these conditions, so they will try to come in and put on a good show. brilliant crowds here. Let's talk about the crowds, Dinuk. We've been following the club season all along, and we haven't seen this crowd coming here from 3 o'clock today. We had packed stands. So how important is the crowd when it comes to the school's games?
Very important, Sudarshan, and I don't know if Wesley played a mind game with us. I was told that all the grandstand tickets were sold just before we entered, so that's something interesting. But this crowd can absolutely turn things around, and there'll be a lot of people who would have traveled from Kandy as well. So it's going to be a very good contest out there.
And for those of you who are joining us on www.thepapare.com, please do pass the message to all your friends who are not able to make it to London Place that they will be able to catch the action live and exclusively on www.thepapare.com. And we will stand for the school anthems of both schools. There you go, beautiful scenes, and the traditional Wesley Zam Zaki is back. That's good news, Chanaka. We didn't see that happen in last season, but emotions running high here. Both schools will be looking to put in a great show here.
Well, both schools, as you said, Sudarshan, are looking really good, looking really intense as well. The cries of Zam Zaki echoing from the Longden Place stands behind us. And the men of grit and industry, as that school song told us, will be hoping to make sure that grit and industry transfers onto the rugby pitch. But of course, the Trinity Lions will be hoping to repeat their performance from last time and make it a little bit more convincing. Dinuk, I'm going to put you on the spot. Call it, mate.
It's a tough one, Shanaka. I'll always, any day I'll say Trinity because it's my school, but not today. I know Trinity is going in as underdogs. So it's a tough one to call. I think Wesley will have the upper hand today.
Yes, it's an interesting lineup, coach, picked up by Coach Jeevan Gunatilaka as well. Couple of experienced hands on the bench. Guys like Jurampati, Valpitake, Sabha, all dropping to the bench. So look for that bench to make an impact for Wesley coming in the last quarter of the game. That's going to be important as well. And as Trinity kick off, the ball is taken first up by Lee Avishka, playing at scrum half, and he clears it without too much drama. So first line out of the game, the set piece is really important here, Sudarshana, because you've got Dhanushka Boteja, who's been very good coaching his set pieces, coming up against Rai Kambula and Rahul Karunatilaka, who's been probably working with the Trinity line-out. Let's see how this goes.
Definitely, Valivata needs to make sure that he gets his first throw right, because Trinity need to be clinical in their set pieces. They're good that time. Trinity goes clashing in.
That throw looked a bit crooked, but I'm happy the referee allowed it to go through. Big bust up the middle of the inside ball. And here's the prop forward on the outside again, and a couple of forward pods as well. Gunatilaka bouncing off one tackle there, and here's Dange coming in on the inside, choosing to straighten his line, and this is good work from Trinity. It's a floated pass out, and another long ball, and it looks like it might be the first try of the game. It is. It isn't. Just short from Kulatunga, who just couldn't make it to the line. And Wesley seemed like they have turned it over, but illegally so. It's a correct call from referee Dinka Pierce. There were players all over the floor there, Sudarshana, but an encouraging start.
Absolutely, Wesley did very well to trail to the corner side and mark their man, but player losing balance, giving away the penalty. Now Trinity opting to go for a quick tap rather than going to touch.
Interesting call there, but stepping right over, and you can see that's exactly why he wanted to do it. Samara Vikrama scores the first points of the Trinity College season. The big second row forward, using a basketball-style step over from his shoulder and just changing his line to go over. So Wesley will need to improve the intensity of their defense, and that'll settle the nerves nicely for the Lions, Sudarshana.
So there you go. First score of the Schools League. I'll take a look at the replay. Right under the post, they did manage to take a quick tap, and the decision paying good stead. No problem for Alcin Vijay Surya adding on the 2 points. So 7 points to nil. Trinity stayed away in the lead.
Yeah, that's a good start. Never expected, but very good start from Trinity. Set piece, very important, you said, Shanaka, and they worked off that line out very well. So now we have to wait and see how Wesley comes back, and this is where the battle is going to start on.
Yes, it's very important how Wesley respond to this. They can't afford to go 2 scores down. They look a little bit rattled. And that's something that the coaching staff will have to work on over the course of this season. Their mental strength, that was really their Achilles heel last year as well. They came so close to winning some crucial games and just didn't have the mental strength to come through. But Lashan Vijayasuriya, I thought, controlled that passage of play beautifully, Sudarshana, and he will take some stopping in this school season. He looks a much more assured play than he did last season, as Zubair puts this one nice and deep into the hands of the Trinity College receiver. It was Rajaratnam who took that ball up, and a nice left-footed box kick from Boyagoda. And here's Avishka now. Such a good player with ball in hand, very strong, deceptively strong, both the twins, Avishka and Avanta, his brother, playing in the centers.
Both of them are actually very elusive runners as well. Avanta with a headband on, playing as the outside center, number 13.
Saumya took that ball into contact for Wesley, and here's Vimukti. Vimukti, probably one of the most dangerous players in this Wesley forward pack, but unfortunately there's a knock forward there. But that's just a sign of what can come from him.
So far in this game, Wesley haven't had enough possession to play with. They will look for possession, because when it comes to the Wesley line, they play a very expansive game. They use the width of the field. So Trinity are currently doing very well to keep possession away from Wesley.
Yeah, the first scrum very important, Sudarshana, as well. This is where both front rows will have their matchups, and then see how they can go to the entire game.
That's a lovely scrum from Wesley, actually. Trinity did well to get it out of there, but there seems like that was a knock forward, and that's a huge moral victory, gentlemen. You can see the impact not only of Vimukti at the tight head side of that scrum, but also the impact of Dhanushka Boteju. He's probably the best scrum coach going around. He was a former Sri Lanka and CRNFC prop forward, and he knows his onions about what goes on in the front row. And Wesley will be looking for a repeat here.
Absolutely lovely stuff done by Wesley College, putting so much pressure on the Trinity forwards, which unsettled the scrum of turning out to be a bad pass. Here again, Wesley is looking strong. Look at that scrum. They're just walking away.
Sashika picking up at the back. It's an 8-9-15 move. Gunitilaka coming in on the inside, found himself on the wing. And it's available now this time through Amit. Amit's body position is terrible as he goes into the contact, but manages to hold on to the ball. Avishka under immense pressure. And Trinity now come away with the big number 1, Priyankara. And here's some space for Trinity. Going straight down the line is the big number 5, Madena. Madena gets the pass in, but Boyagoda is unable to hang on to it in the field of play. And it's a good covering defense in the end. But superb performance there from Madena, who managed to make some yards for a big second row. In fact, it's Samara Vikrama.
Brilliant stuff, especially coming from a second row. Lock running all that, while if he would have fancied a wing 3 on his inside shoulder. Samar Vikram was the one who made that run, but Wesley need to keep their eyes open and also their ears open, because they didn't play to the whistle. As soon as it was knocked forward, they stopped playing Shanaka. That's why the second row managed to get it through.
Bit of manhandling in the air there. Referee Pires will keep his eye on that, but Wesley have dealt with this fairly well because they've managed to rumble this maul up about 5 meters.
Still looking very good, Wesley. Like you mentioned, the set pieces are looking to be very, very on point. Good work done by Boteju and also the boys in the middle, because whatever the work coach does, doesn't matter, because if you don't put your work right in the field.
Here's some space now for Bandaranayaka. Lovely ball coming through from the quick ruck. Good chase also from Dange. And that was well spotted space from Lashan Vijayasuriya again.
Brilliant work from Lashan Vijayasuriya. It's very important when it comes to a kick. You need to make sure you put it in a decent space where you can challenge that as well. Lashan spotted that gap early, and the chasers doing it justice and chasing it with passion.
This is a big line out for Trinity. Done well so far. Do they have the goods to mix it up here? Do they have the forwards to take this one up through the forwards? Yes, that's exactly what they're trying to do. Sashika Fernando getting in there and disrupting things a little bit. Zubair looks for the long kick, but it's straight into the hands of Ratnayaka, who's sent back at a rate of knots. And you can see that the crowd has found its voice again. They went deathly quiet after that try by Samara Vikrama. And here goes the big prop forward again. This is Ekanayaka rumbling it up down the short side. Boyagoda thinks about a run. Good hands from Samara Vikrama again. Or Madena rather. Boyagoda. Vijay Surya with a lovely pass out. And this is Dange. Dange will step in and Dange will score.
No.
Dange dots it down for Trinity's second try.
Brilliant work done by Shavin Ekanayaka. He took his time at the earlier ruck. He looked around to see that he had space on the outside. He was isolated but managed very well to be on that at the end point. Boyagoda sending out to Vijay Surya. Nice delayed pass, and Dilushka Dange having the good sense to step back in and cuts the angle for Lashan Vijay Surya to convert. So second try already for Trinity College. Wesley in a spot about the now.
Yes, we spoke earlier on, didn't we, Dinuk, about the fact that this first 10 minutes is going to be crucial, and the team that wins that first 10 minutes, if they don't allow anything silly to happen, that's where the game is going to be won and lost. So it looks like already Wesley have allowed because of whatever reason, they've allowed Trinity in for 2 tries. Can they come back from this? Well, the next 70 minutes will tell, but this is not where they wanted to find themselves.
Yeah, this is definitely not where they wanted to find themselves, Shanaka, but Trinity have come down and played well. Wesley, with the mental strength, as we spoke earlier, will be tested here right now from this kickoff. How well they chase this and put pressure on the Trinity ball carriers, and then turnover, and then their attack. This shouldn't hamper them when they start attacking, Shanaka.
So 100% record kept by Lashan Vijayasuriya, converting both his kicks. 14 points to nil. Trinity in the lead, and if you're joining us now, welcome to the live telecast on www.ThePapare.com. Season opener here. Trinity has got into an early lead within the first quarter of this game. Like Shanaka mentioned, this restart is going to be absolutely crucial for Wesley.
Yes, Wesley have not had territory or possession, and that's something that they're going to have to work on now. Dange goes up for that ball and leaves it behind. And here's Jayavira with a little bit of a run, going short side. Trinity defense fans out nicely. Here's Lee Avanta with his first touch. Avishka this time. Good carry, but nicely turned over. And here's Ekanayaka again, the man who created that try at the other end. So losing the ball in contact, Wesley, more than a couple of times. Lashan Vijayasuriya with a nice missed pass, and now there's space. And unfortunately, the pass goes to ground. It looked very much like Dilushka Dange would have been set for another little run on the outside, but hands letting them down that time, Dinuk.
Yeah, went with hard hands there. Dange just looked up before he caught that ball. Pass was a bit in front, didn't run to the ball. Dange didn't have much angle as well, but again, Trinity showing signs of very good signs of in terms of attack. Defense is what they'll be tested with.
Trinity definitely is looking dangerous when they have ball in hand. They have slick skills. Their passing seems to be pretty good, except for that mistake coming in. But here we go, Wesley with the line out. It's not successful.
Misses it at the back, but Avishka tidies it up at the back, gets monstered by Shavin Ekanayaka, who has been a really big player, literally and metaphorically, for Trinity so far.
Shavin Ekanayaka showing his colours at the front is going to matter a lot now, because when it comes to the set pieces, so far Wesley have been the dominant team, especially at the scrum time. But the big Shavin and also the experience of Avisha Priyankara, who represented the junior national team, will tell as the time goes by.
Here's Sashika Fernando going off the back. He was one of Wesley's best ball carriers last year. Let's see whether his form is still around, and that's surely got to be a penalty coming in from Ikram, who came through in an offside position. We'll see if the referee deems this to be a cynical offence. The ball is floating around. Nobody seems to want it. Now it's picked up by Wesley through Hashan. And the block coming in there. Let's see what the referee has to say. He's playing advantage still, and Wesley seem to have got the ball with them once again on the far side. Here's Avishka. Here's his brother Avantha. Nicely collected by Danis Tagunithilak. A long ball out to Aponso Jayavira. And he passes behind. Here's Danis Tagunithilak. Danis Tagunithilak going in for the first try for Wesley. And the crowd goes wild as the captain scores.
What a brilliant start for Dennis Tagunithilaka. The skipper scored in the first try of the season. He wouldn't have hoped for anything better other than the 2 tries that Trinity scored earlier. So good stuff for Wesley. The first time they've actually held the ball for more than 3 phases, they've scored.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I want to say, Sudarshana. When they got the ball, they scored. Here's the replay once again. Nice hands. Spotted there's a player running at the back. Offloaded it off, although it didn't go to hand. Then the skipper, Dennis Tagunithilaka. Good handoff on Dange. Dange will be disappointed, but he scores the first try for Wesley. A great comeback.
Well, that'll settle the nerves for mostly the fans, actually. Thousands of Wesley College fans gathered here in the double blues. And they thought this might be a long afternoon, but that may have given them a little bit more confidence. And Wesley will realize that all they have to do is hold on to the ball a little bit more efficiently. As we see Avishka lining up this touchline conversion.
This is going to be very crucial because if Avishka can get this through, that will add so much of confidence to this Wesley team. It's struck wide by Avishka. So 5 points to 14. Wesley still 2 scores away from Trinity.
Last time Trinity won against Wesley at Pallakali, it was just that kick that was missed in front of the post that made the difference. So kicks are very important in school games.
Yes, if it comes close, those things could come back to haunt them. But let's see now how Trinity respond. They've had the good fortune of being in the lead, and how they respond, and how Wesley, whether they will relax or not after scoring, that remains to be seen. Here's Avishka stepping through a couple of tackles, running straight into Priyankara. It's only one man winning that battle between the scrum half and the prop forward. But here he's up again. And that's a forward pass. And referee seemed to be missing that forward pass. And here's Dange with a little offload inside, out of the back of the hand. And Wesley have it back. Here's Vimukti. Looks for the offload. Sensibly holds on. And now a little opportunity once again for a short box kick. It's maybe a little too long from Avishka. Ball is bouncing, but there's no chase coming in from Wesley. Not a good one anyway. And here's some space now for Ratnayaka. Tackled inside the 22. Wesley managed to come away with the ball, and here's Avanta. Avanta now. Here's Javira to Vimukti. Vimukti with good hands. Coming back on the inside is Sashika Fernando. Sashika still going, held on for dear life by Rajaratnam. And quickly taken there by Avishka. Avishka's over for the try.
So 2 tries in quick succession. You hear the crowd. Wesley College going wild. They've sensed the opportunity and they've come back to hunt and make Trinity play. Brilliant stuff from the Double Blues. They're back in this game without the trouble. We did say they're 2 scores away. They've already gotten 1.
That's why I said Trinity is traveling as underdogs. Wesley can come back, and they have the skill to do so. They need to hold on to this, and now it'll be Trinity's turn to how they react to this pressure. First school game is going to be an interesting one.
As the noise tells you, the momentum has definitely shifted towards the Double Blues. Wesley College now in the front, not on points, but definitely mentally, Shanaka.
The momentum really has shifted, Sudarshan, and that's what I was worried about, that first 10-minute period, as to which team the momentum would go to. But if Wesley have managed to absorb that and come back at Trinity, then that's where the character of this Wesley team is going to show. But what's really important, and as we said this at the restart, how will Trinity respond to that score?
Yet again, Avishka not successful with the conversion. Take a look at the replay. Avishkali initially giving that pass out. Vimukti looking out.
Taken quickly there by Lee Treating Avishka, and Trinity were just a little bit caught napping there. They were on the back foot and didn't expect it to be taken quickly. These guys are very opportunistic players, the two Lee brothers.
High kick by Lashin. Jesuria well collected by the Wesley player.
Aponso, that was, who took that in both hands. And that's Saumya who manages to try and turn the ball over, but there was a knock forward previous to that. And this is an important scrum, a very important scrum, Sudarshana, because Wesley have been dominant. If Trinity can get something back here, if they can hold their own, then the game will be in the balance once again.
Absolutely. Here, the momentum will shift to whichever team shows up in this scrum, because if Trinity can get this one correct, their backs will be able to run again. And Dilush Kudange has already shown that he's a dangerous man to handle every time he has the ball, who's wearing the number 13 jersey for Trinity today. But first of all, his forwards need to make good work. Skipper Nathan Chang breaking off on the short side.
So Chang has moved from hooker to number 8 in his final year as captain of the Trinity Lions. And here's the danger man Ekanayaka, breaking 1 tackle, breaking 2 tackles. Can they bring him down in time? They just managed to get... And that's a lovely pass. Beautiful pass to Priyankara. Priyankara will barge his way over, will he? Almost. And now it's available for Lashen Vijay Surya, and he scores. So it's an entertaining game, Sudarshan. Try a minute almost.
How about that for a reply from Trinity College Candy? We did say as if they can get that scrum right, the momentum will shift. Yes, they got their try scrum right, and they've been rewarded with a try. What a brilliant game we are having as the season opener, end-to-end stuff from both teams.
Yes, I said before the scrum happened that it was going to be an important one, and Wesley didn't dominate that one. That was a scrum that they absolutely needed to push in, Dinuk, and they chose not to.
Yeah, had they pushed, they put the pressure, and Nathan would have not have that comfortable ball to break through of the number 8 Shanaka. Yes, you're correct. If this game goes this way, there'll be another factor will come into play, which is the fitness levels and the bench strength. I'm sure both coaches will want to test that on the first game itself, but yes, I think that's where we are heading to.
And like you correctly mentioned, when it comes to the bench strength, Shanaka, before the game, you mentioned that there are so much of experience that Wesley can go to. Vijay Surya with his 3rd conversion, he has no problem. So the man coming down from the hills seems like he's done a little bit of training run inside in London Place.
Yes, he seems to be striking it nicely.
And a quick update coming to you from the Rector's Trophy. St. Peter's taking on St. Anthony's in Bumblepitia. St. Peter's leading 14 points to 12, so that's a close one there as well. You can join www.thepapare.com, where we will be bringing you live updates. But the story here so far is Trinity College 21 points to Wesley's 10. 5 tries scored already in this first half.
Beautifully taken from Sashika Fernando there. Off the clearance from Rajaratnam, and Fernando stays on his feet nicely. Amit. The penalty is coming from referee Dinka Pires if Wesley don't get an advantage here. Here it is again through Avantha. Good race for space there, won by Wesley, and now they're coming back on the short side through Jayawardhan, the hooker. And the ball turned over, and once again it's Ekanayaka who was at the center of it. This boy is proving to be a real handful.
Shavin Ekanayaka always did have potential. Last year though, he didn't look like he was fit enough, but this year he's turned it around. He's looking a much more active player. He's been in the thick of things, creating 1 try and also turning over a lot of balls. That's a very good strike by the number 10 for Wesley.
Zubair, that was one of the youngest players on the team actually. Sabir Zubair. Murshid Zubair.
Wesley with a very crucial line out now.
Well, this is where they're going to be tested, isn't it, Sudarshana? Because we said on the other end of the field that scrum was important in a defensive sense. And now this line out is hugely important in an attacking sense, because even though it's 3 tries to 2, because of the conversions, it's 21-10. So that's a big deficit, and they can't allow Trinity to get too far ahead.
Absolutely. This one is important in Trinity's aspect as well. We will see whether they will contest in this line out. My call is they should contest.
And watch out for the rolling maul of Wesley. Had they collected properly? No, they have not. So here's Lee once again stepping. Pushed back by Trinity. Trinity counter-rucking. Have they won the ruck? Looks like they have. And referee playing advantage for Wesley College. And here's Avanta Lee. Steps off couple of players and scores the tuck and try for Wesley.
Well, that came off nothing really. It came off an amazing right foot step by Lee Avanta. We'll see it on the replay. Danny Gunitelaka gave it to his centre partner who has been giving it to for so many years. Watch that step. Wonderful little straightening off his right foot. And he goes in absolutely unchallenged under the posts. And the Wesley crowd have gone absolutely wild again.
Beautiful try by Avantali that time. And Avishka has no problem converting the under the post conversion. So 17 points to 21. Just 4 points away of Trinity score Wesley. Wesley, every time they have the ball, every time the Lee brothers touch the ball, they look absolutely dangerous and elusive. So Trinity will have to get their defensive patterns right. They need to organize themselves. Yes, they look good in their attack, but so far defensively they've faltered.
So Lashan Vijaysurya restarts for what seems to be the umpteenth time in this game already. 5 tries scored, and we haven't 6 tries scored actually, and 25 minutes gone, and already 6 tries scored. I don't think any of us expected this kind of a try fest, especially in the first game of the season. Most of the time you see a few dropped balls and players unable to really communicate in the first game. But this has really been an attacking feast.
Absolutely, a job well done to coaches so far because the teams look very well prepared. It doesn't look like they're playing the first game of the season. Now again, Wesley having to, just soon after they've scored a try, now they have to handle a defensive scrum in a very dangerous zone because Trinity backs have been good. Although they have faltered in the defense, they've been good when it comes to the attack. Wesley definitely don't want to concede another try because all their good work so far will be undone if they give in another try to Trinity.
Well, there's a bit of a injury worry here for Wesley. Not sure who the player is that is being attended to, but there's activity on the bench. And if this is one of the key players for Wesley, that's going to be a huge blow for them.
And our good friend, Mr. Paul Toya, is part of the Wesley coaching staff as well. He will very soon start losing his hairline, Shanaka. We saw him very animated at the bench.
Well, I'm only a commentator in the Sri Lankan circuit. Sudarshan and I have already lost quite a bit of hair. So as a coach, I don't know what's going to happen to him.
Especially when it comes to being a school coach, because there is a lot of pressure that comes in being a school coach. The school administration, the old boys and also the parents get into the mix. Unlike when you're a club coach, it's only the club management that you have to answer to.
Crucial scrum for Trinity. Wesley tried to put pressure this time. Referee playing advantage. A long pass to Dange. Dange inside to Naren Devdas, and he tries to offload and he keeps it with him. Boyagola looking for options. Quickly given back to Ikram. And referee will come back to the initial infringement that he in the penalty.
The crowd doesn't approve, but referee was playing advantage. A little bit of bromance going on here. Pumped up teenagers. They need to get on with the game. enough with the scuffles. Both teams, especially Wesley, now need to refocus because their blood's running high. Trinity with an advantage because they've gotten an under the post penalty. It'll be interesting to see what the decision will be.
Nathan looks at Lashan and he in the meantime Dinka will want to have word with both the captains straight away.
"28 minutes, almost half an hour into this game. This game is proving to be a cracker-lacking affair. Fast open rugby played by both teams. I don't know whether I'm right commenting this way, but it already looks like a better game than the Clifford Cup semi-final we witnessed yesterday, Shanaka.
To be fair, in that game, Sudarshan and Navy really didn't turn up. I thought Havelocks had a good game, but here both teams are here to play. And we've already seen 6 tries in less than half an hour of play. So it looks like we're in for a little bit more drama than we were last evening. But that is the case when it comes to school games, isn't it? Sometimes the rugby on offer is probably of a higher quality and higher intensity than it is in the club season. And surprising call. I would have gone for the points myself because Lashan Vijaysurya had been kicking well. But it looks like Nathan Chang is convinced that his team are in the ascendancy and he's going to take the scrum. Dinuk, your call?
If he had to, then he has to be 100% sure that we can make something out of this. But it's interesting to see with a small forward pack, Nathan calling for a scrum.
They've been dominating. They've been dominating in the previous 2 scrums, so he wants to make a point, and his forwards doesn't disappoint him. A brilliant break by Nathan, earning almost close to 10 to 15 meters. Trinity on the charge now.
And here he is again, Ekanayaka. Manages to make the ball available to his teammates. The Wesley body position is really poor in defense, and Trinity have gone over. So the call that Chang made was one that he knew exactly what he was doing. And it was Ikram, the blindside flanker, who scored that try. But once again, in the thick of things, Ekanayaka with a big bust close to the line, clearing the way almost like a bulldozer for the rest of people to go through.
Brilliant work done there by Ekanayaka, but all credit to Nathan Chang. He's believing in his forwards. Him taking that decision would have added so much to the forwards. They would have felt a lot of responsibility because the captain believes in you. Wesley, yes, did dominate the first 2 scrums, but Mohammad Ikram finishing off the try and giving Nathan Chang and justifying his decision.
Yeah, the other thing is the belief of scoring that would have been increased more. That's more important. Hadn't they not scored and hadn't Wesley kicked that ball here into Trinity territory, then it would have gone the other way around. Interesting calls made by Nathan. Let's wait and see how it goes.
Nice kick there by Lashan Vijaysurya. He's as good with the boot as his father was with the ball in his hand. The son of Lasantha Vijaysurya. You can see the replay here. Ikram just doubling up with one of his teammates and getting shoved over the line. Pretty easy score for him.
45 points already on the board. And the update from Bumble PDA is St. Peter's are slowly but surely drifting away, 24 points to 12. Antonians are not able to score since we gave you the last update. But things are different here at London Place.
Well taken there by Madana. Samara Vikrama rather. Beautiful couple of offloads which leads to a Nathan Chang's break, and another pick and go from Boyagoda. Boyagoda gives the ball away to Dange. Dange puts his winger in space. And here's the try from the fullback, Bandaranayaka. Beautifully done there by Trinity. The best try of the game so far. Outstanding work from the pick and go, and the Wesley College defense just not resetting. And Bandaranayake finishing off a move in which pretty much half his side caught the ball. Lovely offload there. That was the one that made the try actually. Bandaranayake falling over in the end. But it was a beautiful draw and pass from Dange after he had collected Boyagode's cutout pass that created that try. So Dinuk, you must be a little happy.
Yeah, very happy. I didn't come to CRNFC grounds thinking that this will happen today. But very happy with the boys, the skills they have shown, whether it's 40 minutes more, Shanaka. So, so far so good, but there's still 40 minutes more, which will test the bench strength. And Wesley losing a player, this number 14, Ranavira. How important will be that will be interesting as well. And this restart, a couple of times Trinity came out the restart, they didn't kick the ball back to the Wesley half. It'll be interesting to see how they do that now.
Before the game, there was a lot of talk between us how Coach Raikabula's effect would come, but I think we saw that effect in that last try. Almost all the players changing hands to score that try, and Lashen Vijaysurya misses his first conversion. That was the most difficult one that he had to attempt, but Trinity in a very healthy lead, 33 points to 17. 50 points scored already, Shanaka.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful game so far. Both teams with the ball in hand look great, but neither of the teams in defense look fabulous. So that's something that will be upsetting both sets of coaches, I'm sure. But you can see that Trinity have a little bit more confidence, Sudarshana, because we've seen a change. Sabah, the brother of last year's captain Zayan Sabah, his brother is Dayan. He's gone on, replacing the lightweight Saumya, who has come off because coach Jeevan Gunatilaka has thought that he needs a little bit of a body on the line and just give a little bit of extra weight to that tight five. So let's see how that move pays off. But unfortunately, they've lost Ranavira, or Galle as he is called, to the team. One of the most dangerous runners in that back three for Wesley. So they will miss him.
It's going to have a telling effect on this vibrant Wesley line. Like we mentioned time and time again, keeping the ball with them is going to be important for Wesley, because as soon as they build 3 to more faces, they look very dangerous.
Jayavira, haven't seen him too much with the ball in hand. The first one time he touched it, it went well. Hashan. Here's Avishka. Amit. Amit really needs to improve his body position in contact. Lifted and dumped there by some Maimadena. Here's Zubair. Zubair to Gunatilaka. Gunatilaka to Aponso. Lovely hands from Sabah. Here's Parantiran. Referee says play on. Ball bouncing around, but it didn't go forward off the hand. And here's a lovely pickup there from Vimukti. Beautifully done. And that ball was knocked forward. Vimukti managed to hang on to that ball. He picked it up off his bootlaces, but should probably have just kept it in hand. Really well read there.
There you go, the replay. Good spot tackle there. He had to make that tackle. There was 3-on-1. And a very good tackle running in from Kulatunga. So this boy here, Kulatunga, is in place of Sheikh, who is out injured for about a couple of weeks, has fractured his wrist. So he'll be coming back in a couple of weeks.
Sure, it's a fracture and not a stress fracture, Dinuk? A stress fracture of the wrist. Interesting.
So Trinity yet again with possession. We haven't seen them kicking for Trinity too much, so they will look to keep the ball with them. They've gotten a lot of confidence.
Well, it's the All Black way to play, isn't it? I've heard a lot of the Southern Hemisphere players say if you want to kick, play football. So that's the kind of philosophy that Raikambula has brought to this Wesley team. You can see with the introduction of, to this Trinity team, you can see with the introduction of Sabah already, the scrum is looking a little bit more dominant for Wesley. Will this be the important change? But also you can see how confident Trinity are, Sudarshana. with the ball in hand. They're always looking for the pass. They've got options. Lashan Vijayasuriya always has a few willing runners, and they've moved their forwards into the positions where they're going to be dangerous outside the backs. So they're trying to create mismatches of big forwards on smaller backs and trying to see if that will create problems. Ball coming off the side of his boot. Paranthiran has to go back to collect the googly. And he imagines that he can get around Vijayasuriya. Nicely done there by Lee Avantha. And Ikram makes a tackle, but not before Avishka has made a good clearance. But now they need to recover, Wesley, because the ball is still in Trinity's hands and has been for most of this game. Referee's got his arm up for advantage, has he? So a penalty is coming. And Trinity will try and have a bite at the cherry here because they know this is a free attack. Inside ball, but lovely angle from Ekanayaka. Still going, Shavin Ekanayaka. How dangerous is this boy with the ball in hand? Boyagoda draws and passes. Beautifully done by Boyagoda. And how often do you see a second row forward scoring 2 tries in one half of a match? Boyagoda puts Samara Vikrama through, Madana through the gap, and he picks up his brace in the first half.
Brilliant bit of play. Take a look at the replay. Beautiful stuff. We've seen Roshan Veeraratne do that in the club arena. We've seen TJ Paranara do that in the international arena. But take a bow, Boyagoda, and the number 4, Rishen Madana, touches down for a try. So that will be the 6th try for Trinity College. Wesley need to refocus now. They have a hill to climb.
Lashen Vijayasuriya adding the extras, so 45 points to 17. This is a massive gap that's building up here. And Trinity look like they are one of the front-running teams already. In fact, it's 40 points to 17.
Who would have thought 6 tries, 5 converted. So good job done by Lashan Vijayasuriya. But this, like you rightly mentioned, Shanaka, this Trinity team looks good already. But Bandar Nayaka has been taken out by Coach Raikabula. So he's already pumping in the replacement. So that will be half-time. Anuka Boyagoda having the good sense to put the ball out and go for half-time. But as far as the game is concerned, 40 points to 17. Trinity College Kandy in a commanding lead.
Yeah, definitely. 40 points to 17 is no one expected this. Trinity were called underdogs when I was coming into this ground, and 40 points to 17 is what it is. After 40 minutes, every minute Trinity has scored a point. Here is the highlights coming up for you. Kicking off, Lashan Vijayasuriya. And that was the first kickoff. And then Trinity put in a surprise early on. Anuka Boyagoda swinged it wide to Madana. Lovely step from a second row and stretching himself to score that first try. Madana conversion was good as well. And then Trinity came back once again. Boyagoda, look at this for a pass from Lashan Vijayasuriya. Nice long pass to Dange. Dange, the Sri Lanka Win 3 Sevens player. Sri Lanka under 19 Sevens player scores that try. Wesley hit back soon after that. This was the conversion from Lashan, and then Wesley came back very good. Soon after that, the Lee brothers combining there. Denista giving that pass out wide, came around and supported his forwards, and then ran around Dange to score that try. The skipper for Wesley. And everyone thought it'll be a good competition. Here's Lee brother, the scrum half, Avishka, who scored that try for Wesley College. Deadlock with just the conversions missing. Trinity came back again through Lashan. And he saw the spot at the gap, scored in between the two defenders. And then Lashan put the kick between the posts. Here is Wesley once again. Lovely step from Avantali this time. Superb off the right, boom off the back, left foot, and then a lovely dive to score. And then Trinity worked through their forwards. Ikram scoring that try for Trinity. That was just before the two props worked together. And then Lashan making no mistake with the conversion. And this was the best try of the game. Look at these hands from the Trinitians. That pass there held for a bit of a couple of seconds. And Bandaranaike, who was just replaced before the halftime, scores that try. Trinity came back hard again. This is Shavin. What a game he has been having as a prop forward. Couple of rip-offs, and look at that pass. Masterclass from Boyagoda. And under the post goes Madana for his second try. And that was the highlights for the second half. 40 points to 17. Trinity lead against Wesley. It's a shocking of what we all have heard up to now in the preseason. 40-17. And we'll be back after a short break.
The Recap, your daily sports update. Wherever you are, tune into ThePapare.com at 6:30 p.m. on the dot and be updated on what happened around you.
The Hero Cup second ODI between Sri Lanka and Australia. Australia leading the series 1-0. The news is that Angelo Matthews has won the toss.
Hey guys, I'm Ishru, this is Natasha. We are Revolution athletes and we are the founders of Fit.lk.
So basically, we're partnering with ThePapare to bring you a mini series called Workout Right with Fit.lk. We're gonna help educate you on how to get the most out of your workouts, and not only that, we're gonna motivate you through the fitness journey you're about to start. So stay tuned and get fit the right way.
Hi, welcome to Hope Centric Yoga. I'm your host, Hope. Thanks for watching. Do subscribe to ThePapare.com. Special thanks to Body Bar for the location and I from Sri Lanka for the video production. Follow me on Instagram at featherpalm_fox.
The Recap, your daily sports update. Wherever you are, tune into ThePapare.com at 6:30 p.m. on the dot and be updated on what happened around you.
second ODI between Sri Lanka and Australia. Australia leading the series 1-0. The news is that Angelo Matthews has won the toss.
Hey guys, I'm Shru, this is Natasha. We are Revolution athletes and we are the founders of Fit.lk.
So basically, we're partnering with ThePapare to bring you a mini series called Workout Right with Fit.lk. We're gonna help educate you.
Welcome back. We are back live in Colombo for the first game of the season. Trinity College taking on Wesley. Shock first 40 minutes. 6 tries Trinity ran and 3 for Wesley. Comeback very important. Most crucial 40 minutes with another 8 players to be tested, Shanaka.
Absolutely, and when it comes to the other game happening in Bambalapedia, 24 points to 15 is the score still. Peters in the lead against the Antonians.
Incredible first half here. 9 tries scored by both teams. 6 tries to Trinity, 3 tries to Wesley. And the home team will be licking their wounds at the end of that half. Just to find out exactly what went on in those huddles will be nice, wouldn't it, Sudarshana? Whether Coach even had to read the riot act to his boys, or whether he had to calm them down and say, look, we need to pull our socks up. Would have been interesting to hear.
Like we did discuss earlier, Wesley definitely seem to have everything that they need to make a difference, but it's the mental aspect that's the problem.
Paramthiran fielding the ball like a cricketer there. That ball through the legs, round the legs, and collected in the end by Valivatta. Dange. And the ball just eludes the waiting arms of Ratnayaka for Trinity. And now Wesley have a chance to run it back with the clouds filling the sky here above Longdon Place. At the back is Kulatunga. And now a little bit of space. And eventually Trinity managed to clear it.
Very well done by Anuka Boyagoda. He was under pressure there. He didn't expect the ball to come to his side. But Wesley have started the second half quite well. They put Trinity under pressure. Like we mentioned, it's totally a mental aspect for Wesley because they're just 3 tries behind, but it's the conversions that's making them pay.
Again, not a great throw. And here's some good work from Ikram. As you can see these forward pods, Sasika almost ripping that ball away in the turnover. And that was beautifully turned over there by Gunatilaka. And here's some space for Avantha. Avishka takes a step back and puts a thump up. And the penalty comes. The penalty for offside. I thought there was a penalty there for the tackler not releasing also. But Wesley get a deserved penalty. We haven't had a lot of stoppages in this game. There are not a lot of penalties either way actually for both teams.
Yeah, what has happened is, Shanaka, once they get the advantage, the boys have kept on playing and gaining advantage. That's why there are not stoppages, no more stoppages here. But on the other hand, it's a credit to the referee as well, who kept the game flowing rather than just blowing every time he sees something wrong.
Definitely, that's why we've had nine tries scored in a matter of 40 minutes during the first half, basically. Now this line out is going to be absolutely crucial for Wesley, and how this game will pan out to be.
Wesley can only approach this from a score-by-score attitude, Sudarshana. They can't look at the 40 points. They've got to look at, that's recently won by Sashika Fernando. And here's some nicely taken down by Rajaratnam, was Lee Avantha. Here's Avishka now. Good rush defense by Trinity. That was Samara Vikrama who came in and made an important tackle. Here's Aponso, and now Paramthiran going straight through the gap. Paramthiran will look to pass. It's a good tackle in the end by Kulatunga. And Zubair stepping. And that's the try that Wesley were looking for. Scored in the end by Aponso. But that was an excellent try and well made.
Brilliantly done by Wesley. They absolutely needed this in the turnaround. First to score in the second half. They will take that in the balance because it was important that they were the first to score in this second half. Now they can work their way from it. Yes, they're down 30 points, but it's not an impossible task. What they need to do is to get the momentum on their side so that they can hamper this Trinity defensive line. Take a look at that. The replay, he did very well to make the ball available. And finishing off beautifully.
Young Zubair did beautifully to pop that ball up there to the on-rushing Aponso. And this conversion will be hugely important once again for Wesley. They've left quite a few points on the park, not being able to convert. And that one is good. So Lee Avantha manages to get Wesley within 16 points. And suddenly, Wesley will start believing again, Sudarshana, because 40-24 reads better than 40-17. And how will Trinity respond now after conceding the first points of the second half? Diruk spoke earlier about the fitness factor. And we've always found the Colombo schools playing against Trinity that breathing that rarefied air that you guys do up in Kandy, that you're always fitter than we are. Bit less oxygen to the brain, but that never hurt a rugby player.
It all comes
a
in
bit
good.
better than what you said, Shana, in the last few words.
It does come in good stead when it comes to boys from Kandy coming down to Colombo and playing. But Trinity will want to make a statement here. They will look to clear it out.
Anuka Boyagoda just not able to collect that in the field of play.
Wesley supporters have definitely found their voice again with the last try. They do believe that their team is able to go ahead and make a difference in this second half. Valivatta with the throw in.
Sashika Fernando looking to jump in the front, but referee Dean Kapir is saying that there was a technical deficiency there. Beautiful run onto that ball by Alvis. But unfortunately, Alvis's pass didn't go to hand. And Trinity have squandered a really good opportunity to score.
Absolutely, but you see the intent. They're always looking for that gap. They're always looking for that support player, which is good by Trinity. It's making the Wesley defense rattle. As like we mentioned earlier, Wesley, what they need to do is they need to hold on to possession, because defensively Trinity does present you with plenty holes to run through. And Avishka and Nawantali have been superb for the Double Blues so far. They've been on point.
Here's Sabah coming in off the back. Not a really good break because the scrum was not a tidy one. And here's Zubair putting that ball straight down Kulatunga's throat. Kulatunga will look for support. Paranthiran needs to make the tackle, and he does. And the ball came out. Boyagoda pounced on it. Boyagoda has been excellent today so far. And there were hands in that ruck, says the referee.
That was a very harsh call on Navish Kali. He definitely did not have malice, and he threw it in front towards where the initial infringement happened. So it wasn't done intentionally to slow the game. So harsh call going Wesley way there by referee Pierce.
And it's not only that, Sudarshana, he's marched them back about nearly 20 meters, actually, not just the 10 that you're allowed to march them back. It happened this side of the 50-meter line, on the right side of the 50-meter line, and he's taken them about 5 meters beyond the 10-meter line as well. So, interesting one there.
Trinity this time happy to kick the ball to touch. They earn good meters, good touch by Lashan Vijay Surya. Take a look at that. That's where the infringement happened.
So he's marched them a good 20 meters there, 18 meters perhaps. And that looked like it was a knock forward and easily missed by the referee, who was in no position to see it. That was Piris. Vijay Surya with a nice ball out, but it wasn't a good one. Here's Lashan Vijay Surya trying to make up for that average pass that he threw a moment ago.
Keep an eye out for Chavi Neganayaka, who's lying out there.
Boyagoda now. Boyagoda spots Valivatta, and he has a nice loop around from Boyagoda. And Rajaratnam scores.
It's not the tries that's hurting Wesley. It's the fashion that they are being scored by Trinity College. Because they look very expensive and fancy when they score their tries. They are looking for, look at that. Valivatta doing very well, and Rajaratnam, beautifully done, beautifully finished. So that will be 45 points with the conversion to come. The 7th try scored for Red, Gold, Blue.
Another change coming in. Sudarshana Warren Veerakon has stepped in. His first game in the first 15 jersey, waited in the fringes whole of last year.
The brother of Ryan Veerakon, and the cousin of Rehan Veerakon. So he's no stranger to first 15 rugby or rugby at Trinity College. But Trinity so far have shown immense attacking momentum.
Lashan Vijay Surya pulling that one wide of the left hand upright. Uncharacteristically, he's been very good with the boot today. But I think there was a bit of a harsh blow of justice to Wesley. And perhaps that's something that they need to pick themselves up. They feel a bit hard done by. So 45 points to 24. 21-point lead suddenly again. Zubair goes straight down the middle. And he will be touching it down and ask for the scrum on the 50-meter line.
Referee straight away giving a 22-meter restart. It's interesting.
Well, it could have been a scrum on the 50-meter line if the players had chosen that option, because it wasn't run. Paranthiran dodging a few tackles. There's Hashan. Leaves the ball on the ground. The Trinity defender never retreated behind the last foot. And here's the chase now. The chase coming in from Sakala Surya. And the knock forward will let Wesley down. Sakala Surya, the ball just evaded him. And unfortunately for Wesley, they couldn't manage to clear their lines. And little Paranthiran, the fullback, has taken a knee to his head for his trouble.
We've seen time and time again those balls beautifully sitting up for the chasers. That was one of those times that the ball decided, okay, I'm going to bounce a little too much. But Wesley were unlucky there. They didn't manage to hold on to the ball, and presenting Trinity with another opportunity to score and put 50 points on the board.
Another change coming for Trinity. Senvi Ratna coming in place of Janindu Ratnayaka.
So two brand new centers in the midfield for Trinity.
That's a very bad throw from Lashan. Look for support inside, didn't have any straight away. Avantha Lee snapped that up. And now Avishka putting the kick behind. No one at the back. It'll be bound into touch safely. Replacements tested for Trinity. And there is still about 30 minutes on the clock.
Good move going there, but finally didn't manage to find the supporter running that correct angle. He could have held on to that ball rather than throwing it away.
They're very elaborate in the backs, and that's probably the influence of Raikambula, who's coming from a sevens background as well. So always the support play is important. So he's made sure that there also is second and third line of ball carriers supporting the ball carrier, or runners supporting the ball carrier.
Beautiful line out.
Very tidy in the line out. Sudarshana, I can imagine a lot of Royalists watching this and looking at each other with a little bit of apprehension. Here's Boyagoda. That clear out was probably from the side, but Dinka Pires has not been very adept at that. Boyagoda all the way. Boyagoda scores the 50th point for Trinity College. Anuka Boyagoda. Absolutely outstanding work. If we go back to that replay, you'll see how the clean out is what created that space for Boyagoda.
Anuka Boyagoda, he's done that time and time again. Played toured with the Sri Lanka Sevens under 18 team as well. Brilliantly done that there by the halfback. So Trinity already passing the 50-point mark with the conversion to come, which should be regulation for Lashan Vijay Surya.
Easy does it. And let's watch this replay if we can see it. That's the clean out. Straight in at the side, I would call it. And that's what created the space for Boyagoda. Just showed and went straight through and burned Paranthiran for pace. And he's had a fantastic game so far.
Absolutely brilliant play by Anuka Boyagoda. Lovely acceleration and 52 points on the board. 8 tries scored by Trinity against Wesley's 4. So 12 tries in this game so far.
Remember, there are 2 coaching staff in 2 schools here, St. Thomas's Laga, and Nilufer is also seated there in that clubhouse at CRNFC. Just had a word with him before he came in. Everything will be taken note of.
Well, there's not a lot to take note of, to be honest, Dinuk, because it has been very basic rugby by Trinity. It has been good basic rugby. It's been guys running good support lines. It's good picks and go, and it's also just forwards hanging around outside the backs, making sure that they create mismatches. So there's not a lot that you can take away from this game by having been here or anything like that. It's just the execution. It's whether you've got the skills to stop it.
And also we did mention that it will It will come down to how well the Trinity forwards play, because we knew that both backlines had that class and they play that expansive game, but Trinity forwards definitely have been the ones. They've dominated, as you see on your screens, they've dominated contact areas against the Wesley forwards.
I'm surprised that we haven't seen the ball in the hand of this man too much more. Sashika Fernando, a really dangerous ball carrier, and Vimukti also, their prop forward, along with the Lee twins.
Good tackle coming in there. Slightly dangerous. He could have gotten in trouble if he lifted that player above his waist, but
Samara Vikrama, one of the triplets on the field at the moment. There are 3 of them on the field, so if the Trinity defense gets confused, it'll be because there are 3 triplets and a couple of twins on the park. Hang on a minute, didn't I just tackle you?
there you go. That's Lee going in, and beautiful tackle. He lets him go.
Well, I'll be surprised if that's not cited, to be honest, because it was lifted past the parallel, and they're very, very, very strict on the tackling rules now. Whether it's accidental or deliberate, doesn't matter.
It'll be interesting, Shanaka, whether siding is actually part of this school's league, to be honest. The SLSRFA will be looking to keep the discipline amongst the boys, but so far this game it has been clean, apart from that little bromance that was sparked up in the first half. Too much of testosterone in the body.
Vimukti coming off for Wesley, usually an 80-minute player. The knock forward off the attempted intercept. Nathan Chang, that could have gone horribly wrong for him. But Trinity are in the kind of position where they can try these little fancy offloads and the behind the back passes and such. 50 points to 24. They've doubled the points scored by Wesley. Look at the replay there.
And off your screens, viewers, Trinity is looking to make plenty of changes. They're getting fresh blood in. It's largely quite quiet here at CRNFC. The double blue supporters are not very keen.
Boyagoda's kick just eluding Dange into touch there. Tariq Jurangpati is on for Wesley. He's looks like he's playing at fly half. Or fullback rather.
Wesley opting
going to the front of the line out. They've got to change things around here. Zubair. Yes, Amit in the middle of the pitch once again. He hasn't been effective, Amit. Avishka, Danista Gunatilaka. Good hands, a great defense by Sakala Surya. They're lining their men up nicely, this Trinity defense. Zubair. Here's Jayawardena getting smashed. You can see the Trinity defense is really finding their feet now. They will be surprised at having conceded 4 tries, Trinity. But now as the bench empties, we see the reinforcements coming on. Look for these fresh legs to do real damage in attack and defense.
almost the whole front row being changed here. And job well done to Avisha Valivat and also the number 4 Samara Vikrama. He's done well for his team. Brand new pack coming in place. It'll be interesting how Wesley reacts to these boys. They've done well. 8-9 combining that, 9-15 now.
Boyagoda once again looking up, no one inside. Flat pass to Madena. Looks like he has to continue for the 80. Here is Lashan. Nice wrap around. Lashan looking for space, stepping around, has support in him. Just have to keep offloading this. Trinity have support throughout the field. Here is Boyagoda once again. Lashan looking for support, shows and goes, offloads it to a Wesley player this time. But it'll be a penalty for Wesley. Knock forward and a man picking up in front. Good opportunity for this Trinity bench to test them out. And it's a very good thing that they can have such a cushion like this and play in front.
Absolutely, Dinuk, and I think Coach Raikambola has done really well. Collection of the game, good, well done under the high ball from Sudarshan Apiris in the commentary box. Collected that nice and clean. Not bad for a front row forward.
That smell is coming in from Atomian.
I was glad it didn't have to be me. Sudarshan easily the weakest part of my game. Ashan.
Wesley again going to the front of that line. Now Trinity is anticipating that. They've done that time and time again, so they need to change things up.
And here's Avantha, Danista Gunatilaka, Tariq Jurangpati now, ducking under one tackle, puts the kick in. And the penalty comes. The penalty is coming and the referee will blow for the high tackle. This is the kick put in by Jurangpati. He was dragged to the floor. And this is the tackle. Let's watch it there. And he did duck into it. But now the rules are such that it will have to be punished, and I think should be only a penalty because it didn't look like it was malicious.
Definitely it was accidental because on the counter the player with the ball dipped as well, so it was accidental and not intentional. Wesley only penalized with a penalty. But good intent by Coach Raikabula, giving the bench enough time to perform so that he has a clear idea of what he has in store when it comes to the replacement, Shanaka.
Absolutely. It's necessary to give the bench as much game time as possible, Sudarshana. And when you're in front like this, then those are the times that you can test the players without any kind of pressure and in game environment, so you can see how they respond. And I wouldn't be surprised if there are a few changes for the next game as well, because some of the players who have come off the bench have played very well so far.
It's going to be a long season this time around.
It's going to be a very long first round for Trinity. They have to travel down to Colombo 4 weeks in a row. That's going to be tested. And the fourth match is St. Thomas's on the 20th of March. So that's going to be tested very much.
Here's the big man, Ekanaika, taking the ball into contact. He's been around the park throughout the game, and he's still on the park. Seems like he will go on to play the 80 minutes.
I think, again, a very deliberate move by the coach to keep him on for the 80 minutes, give him that match fitness, and then they can perhaps use him a little bit more. And just some news in a thrilling encounter from Bambalapitiya in the Rector's Trophy between St. Peter's and St. Anthony's. It's 27 points to 25 in favor of the home team at the moment.
Jahan Silagama has just scored for the Antonians. 27 points to 25. Antonians have climbed quite a bit of a hill there because they were trailing 27 points to 14 at 15 rather at half time. So they put on a very good second half showing.
Javadana leaves, Sabah rather leaves it behind. Nathan Chang makes a good tackle on his opposite number, and they lose the ball in the tackle once again. And referee missing that knock on there by Sabah. Well taken by Sakala Surya. Boyagoda slowing it down nicely, waiting. And here he is stepping. And they've used that move very well where Boyagoda loops around the first or second receiver.
And what's interesting is Shanaka, every time he loops around, he comes around with a forward pass in the ball, because when the big forwards take the ball, the opposition team half expects you to go crashing in, not pass the ball again.
And he's also got both options available to him, which is what I like to see, Sudarshana. He's got the run or he's got the pass available. That was a good tackle there by Peter. Super has been pretty quiet in this game. Few times he's touched the ball, it's been good, but Dange there gets clattered in a fair contest for the ball. Trinity still have it. Here's Chang. He can afford to play a little bit less intensively now. And here's Ekanayaka, brought to ground in the end by one of the Samarasekara triplets, and the ball adjudged to have gone forward. And Ekanayaka makes a rare error this afternoon.
Everything he's done so far has been good, Ekanayaka, but that's replay. Referee Peer is on spot there.
A bit unlucky, but I think Wesley were even more unlucky this evening. So just
earlier on, the Trinity forwards, the replacements rather, did very well to shove this Wesley scrum. Danushka Butejo is not going to be a very happy man. They've shown good signs, Wesley, but take a look at this cluttering up.
Well, that's a penalty every day of the week, Sudarshan. If you can see the replay of that scrum. Watch the loose head on this side, Sudarshana. His bind is on the shorts. He pulls in and he goes straight in on the angle. So, unfortunately, most referees don't get that right. Certainly not the ones on show here.
The dark cards of the front row. So one of the triplets already coming out. And also the captain, Dennis Tagunatalika, taken out.
One brother being replaced by another. That was a massive scrum. Loose head, a tight head scrum actually. And Boyagoda will control nicely. The game has drifted a bit now because Trinity have it well won. And here's Jurangpati with one of his rare touches. And the referee will come back for the knock forward. Looked like Dange and Avantha collided in the air.
That's the replay coming up for you. Dange going up. Good commitment by both the players, both of them going for the ball.
No fear shown by anybody there, and that's good to see. Of course, you really do need to make sure you keep your body on the line. And again, the ball lost forward in contact by Wesley. Nathan Chang running hard and straight. Boyagoda. This is Lashan Vijay Surya. Veerakon. Vijay Surya. Now the man who scored a couple of tries, Madana in the number 4 jersey, collects it again and manages to offload. And here's some space for Dange. Dilush Dange scored a couple of tries. Managed to get it back. Looked like there was a penalty for all money there. And here's Veerakon. Veerakon still going. Manages to lay it back now. And Boyagoda does brilliantly on the short side to get the kick away. And it has been an excellent passage of play from Trinity once again.
end-to-end stuff from this corner to the other corner. They are using the width of the field brilliantly, Trinity. Take a look at the replay. Warren Virakun cutting back in, missing a few tackles. Had the good sense to make the ball available, and Boyagoda straight away spotted that there was nobody behind, and Lee coming back to clear that out for Jurampati, rather coming back to clear that out for Wesley.
A very good skill shown there by Anuka Boyagoda. Almost in contact, put the ball to the boot, and a good grabber behind the defensive line.
We are into the last 10 minutes of this game, where 12 tries were scored. We'll give you a quick update on the St. Peter's versus St. Anthony's game, where it seems to be a touch and go affair. 27 points to 25 is the score still. We will give you an update as soon as possible. Trinity with another attacking line out.
They'll fancy themselves to score from here. They seem to have taken their foot off the gas after they passed the 50-point mark. And that's a nicely constructed maul from Trinity, a good arrowhead formation, and they're rumbling it over. It's available now. You see all the forwards lining up. All of them want to score. Nice double up there from the Trinity big boys. Anuka Boyagoda. Boyagoda looks, and can he get his hat trick? He doesn't need it. Unselfishly passes to Sakalasuriya, does Madana. He might have taken a blow to the hip for his trouble, but Madana has been good today. Didn't look for his hat trick there and knew that the open man was over. And a good option taken there once again by Boyagoda.
That's the replay. Madana straight away goes to the ground, and referee calls in for support. Seems like Madana is bleeding, but brilliantly done by him. He looked out for Sakalasuriya. Sakalasuriya touching down for the ninth try for Trinity.
Well, this is impressive, Sudarshana. 9 tries in your first outing and 5 more minutes still to go. They'll be looking for 10. And you can see that that All Black culture, the culture of respect, the culture of confidence, the culture of every man being responsible for their own job has really rubbed off on this Trinity College team. It's early doors yet, but they look a very, very good, composed, mature side.
And something that we spoke of, yes, Lasha and Vijay Surya missing that conversion. It was a difficult one. He just missed it, didn't have that little bit of legs that was needed. But something that we spoke of earlier on in the game, Shanaka, the fitness factor. Trinity definitely looks a fit side. But when it comes to fitness, I don't see a problem with the Wesleyites. It's the mental aspect that we spoke of, which is missing from the Double Blues.
We spoke about that before the kickoff as well, didn't we, Sudarshana? Just how close they've come and how scoreboards have not reflected how good they have been. Walpitage is the man on the park in the number 10 jersey now that Zubair has gone off. And here's Avishka. Manages to give it away to one of his forwards. And Amit has tried manfully, but he hasn't really made the inroads that he would have liked with his weight. Here's Avishka. Walpita. Walpita takes it to the line. Nice offload from him. Good hands from Jayavira. Avanta hung on to it. Here's Wesley trying to finish this game off with a flourish. Straight off his feet goes the Trinity defender. Referee Dinka Piris has spotted it. And now Amit. Good hands. Excellent hands to Sabah. The referee will say that there was a knock forward there, and he has deemed that Wesley have had enough of an advantage, which is correct because they had a man over. little bit of a disagreement between the players once again. But in terms of a man of the match, Sudarshana, Madhina scored a couple of tries, Dange scored a couple of tries, Lasha and Vijay Surya has put over quite a few penalties. The Lee brothers have been outstanding for Wesley. But for me personally, I don't think we can look beyond Anuka Boyagoda, who has really pulled all the strings. He has put people into space. He scored a wonderful try himself and really controlled the game from that base. He's looking the finished article already.
I do agree with you, Shanaka, but also I would like to mention Shavi Nekanayaka. He's made a brilliant impact in this game. Yes, for me as well, Anuka Boyagoda would take away the man of the match trophy, the player of the match rather, the Papare player of the match. But Shavi Nekanayaka has been a head turner in this game.
Yes, he has put in a manful performance. And here's Sakala Surya. Sakala Surya still going. And just manages to put a foot in touch. Tariq Jurangpati holds on for dear life. Dinuk, anything to add to the man of the match discussion?
I think I agree with you, Shanaka. It all starts there where you control from. If your 9 is brilliant on your day, then your team most probably will do better. So on the other hand, Trinity's forward should be commendable because the first 10 minutes they took the game on head on. Because one thing I remember is, Shanaka, a team that was, once again, yes, Shavi Nekanayaka taking the ball, Madhina into contact. Boyagoda looking for support, looking for players. He has Nekanayaka on his left, but goes to his fly half, and Warren Veerakone, lovely inside pass. Veerakone, does he have the strength and space to go around? Took 3 to bring him down. Very strong, this lad. And the Trinity support busting away. Yes, Boyagoda once again to Ekanayaka. Ekanayaka has to give out. No, he goes very close to the try line. Looks like it's held up. And the ball has been turned over. No one at the back for Trinity. The ball stays in play and it'll bounce into touch finally. Unfortunate for Avishkali. The other time, one thing I want to add, Sudarshan and Shanaka, is that
that's the chance that we had, that Trinity had rather. There you go. Ball coming out, came straight to Ekanayaka. He thought about passing it out, but decided to go in himself. But Trinity was very lucky. The ball went out because the chase was good by Jurampati. Trinity making more changes.
Shavi Nekanayaka taken out. And I don't know, he has replaced with a back. It'll be interesting if there is a scrum here.
Well, I think that was a punishment transfer, Sudarshana, because he should have given that ball out or at least made it available. And Coach Rakambula showing that he's not going to take those things kindly. Trinity managing to somehow get that ball back, but not without referee Pires noticing the knock forward. So there will be a scrum, and there are a couple of backs in the forward pack, is it? There's Vijay Vikrama who will pack down at the tight head side, and the reserve hooker Abdullah on the loose head side. The questionable scrummaging tactics. Manages to keep it square that time. Here's Walpita. Excellent little fly half he is, Walpita. And here's Trinity now with the last chance to finish things off in style. Veerakone. Lovely run around the side from Trinity's Abhay Warner. And Abhay Warner will score a 60-pointer. And that should be a red card.
That definitely is a red card. And the bench going in is not a very nice thing. Wesley definitely do not want this.
Well, this is not good at all, because it's turned into an all-out brawl. This is horrible to see. A game that has played in such good spirit. Really horrible to see.
Definitely not
like
what
this
we
last
need
year
to
from
see,
Candy.
because the game was played in very good spirit, and in the 9 minutes, this is absolutely unnecessary.
It is absolutely unnecessary. Jayavira went in for a tackle, and the man who scored for Trinity, it was number 23, came back and had a... We'll see where it started out. And you can see here, the try is scored. Jayavira is going in for the tackle. And there's nothing in it there. And here's where it all starts up. Completely unnecessary from the number 23 for Trinity. But after that, it was the other man, the second man who came in, who started the brawl. And I would be very surprised if he escapes the card.
Absolutely unnecessary stuff after a brilliant game of rugby. Trinity management did very well to keep the bench intact. You can see that the Trinity bench is still up there. All 8 players up there. Here comes the Wesley bench. They will be in a lot of trouble because they have no right to go into the playing field. Absolutely no jurisdiction, because the 15 players on the park, yes, they are already on the park, but the bench has no right to go in. Last time we saw Dharmaraja bench going into the game, which created a lot of trouble. So they will be up for some disciplining by the Wesley authorities.
Absolutely, Sudarshana. There's no business for the benches to empty, and there's certainly no business for anyone in the crowd to get on the field either. That should have been a matter that was sorted out between the 15 players on the park. It's not tiddlywinks, so you'd expect there to be a little bit of niggle. But what's unfortunate is the way that the game was played until, what is it now, the 77th, 78th minute, or almost the end of the game. And it was completely unnecessary for what happened to start out. And Madina, unfortunately, after playing a very good game, has a yellow card to show for his efforts this afternoon.
So 2 players yellow carded from both teams.
Well, it's the safest way to do it, isn't it, Sudarshana, for the referee? I'm not sure it's the right call. I think there was at least 1 red in there somewhere. Jayavira gets a red also, yellow also for his tackle. And Madina for coming in. But I'm surprised that the number 23 who scored, Senaviratne, didn't get a yellow card also. He was the one who started it all off.
Senaviratne at that time, Shanaka, because he had already scored the try. There was no business for him. Yes, if he did get unfairly tackled, referee was on spot, so he has no point. Sakala Surya was the one that has scored the try. But good signs shown. So here you go. That's full time. Trinity College 64 points, 10 tries, 7 conversions. They have had a commanding out in here in Colombo.
Yeah, last time a team that was so confident of beating Trinity was in 2012. That Vidyartha team, they came in confidently and they also got smashed 62 points. Wesley came in confidently, another 60 points. And Trinity has had a fantastic outing, but not that last bit.
Well, that's taken a little bit of a gloss off the win, Dinuk, but let's not forget everything that happened in the previous 79 minutes. It was an absolutely outstanding performance from Trinity. Anuka Boye got like a little puppeteer pulling all the strings, and they look a very organized side. Dinuk, if there's one word I have to use to describe this Trinity team, it will be that they're organized, and they're not doing anything spectacular. They don't have any guys who can break a game open as such. They didn't have players who have fantastic steps or amazing fends or just outstanding strength. They're just doing their job, and they're doing it well. Guys like Shavin Ekanayaka, Nathan Chang himself, we had Boyagoda, Lashen Vijay Surya, Dilushka Dange, and even Bandaranayaka and the back three. They were all outstanding, I thought, and outstanding in a way that you don't usually see Sri Lankan schoolboys play.
Absolutely. It comes down to the skill level that they have groomed themselves to be before the start of this season, and they have actually come into the party. Denuk, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, exactly. I was waiting for that last 40 minutes, which we were talking. And here the highlights. Wesley started out very well in that last second half initially, scored that try, and things were looking good for Wesley. They narrowed that gap down, and that was the only points they could score. From there on, it was Trinity all the way. 40 points extended to 64. Wesley just only managed 24. The kick was good too from Avishka Lee. And in the end, here is a super try from Dev Das, who scored that one. And
20 verse 15 taking a bow in front of their traveling supporters.
Here's another super try of our man of the match today, Anuka Boyaguda. Lovely off that base, stepped off couple of players, similar to how Avishka scored Avanta scored for Wesley in that first half. Broke through. The kick was good from Lashan, who had a decent boot today. Shanaka, and then this was brilliant, isn't it? The second row forward just passing that ball. So much patience, I would say. And then Trinity came back once again. This is Warren Veerakon. Good strength shown by him. Quickly taken off that ruck. Didn't wait for too long. And then Sakala Surya went around, scored that try, and that's when everything started. Kick was good. That was the end of the play. 64 points to 24. That's how we end the game here at CRNFC today.
We'll have two happy Trinitians in the commentary box, but that's because their team has been absolutely outstanding today, and it was a joy to watch, actually. Commiserations to the Wesley side, who came in expecting a lot more from this game. In the end, it was a 40-point gap, but that signals an outstanding start to the school's rugby season. We had an absolutely close rumping in Bambalipitiya as well, with the Rector's Trophy. St. Anthony's versus St. Peter's. It was 27-25 a couple of moments ago. And we'll bring you the news of that also on ThePapare.com. Thank you very much for joining us on the first day of the season. Sorry about the short notice, but we'll be back next week bringing you all the action from the schools league. Thank you for sharing the passion with us. It's goodbye for now from ThePapare.com.